When I bought this car, actually before I bought this car, I'd test driven some cars, some Lotus Elises, and had horrible experiences getting in and out. So I found a video that showed me how to do this. And I practiced on my BMW 3 Series just to get the motions right, even though it wasn't necessary to get in and out of that car. So that when I went and test drove another Elise, I actually was able to get in and out very, very easily. So just a tip. For reference 2, I'm about 6'2", 6'3", 175 pounds. Once I'm in the car, it's extremely comfortable, right? I've taken super long trips on this. I live in North Carolina, but I bought this car near Chicago in Illinois, and I drove it all the way back. So, you know, it's totally doable to do that. Although I will note the car does not have cruise control. Today I'm going to show you the different sizes of the door openings in the Alfa Romeo 4C, the Lotus Elise SC, and a more typical car, the BMW 3 Series. This is important because this determines to a large extent how easy a car is to get in or out, and might be a determining factor for you in selecting one of these cars and deciding whether it's something that you would enjoy and could live with. For me personally, I've always felt like the trade-off between a little bit of challenging in and out, maybe not all the creature comforts, far outweighed the thrill and excitement of driving these cars and their exotic beauty. So here you go. So this is not my own original idea. I did see this in someone else's video. I think they were reviewing an Elise, and what they did is actually did a cardboard cutout of the door opening. And so with the help from a friend, I made cardboard cutouts of the door openings for the Lotus Elise and for the Alfa Romeo 4C. And as you can see, they're a little bit different, but they're actually very similar in overall dimensions and size. If I overlay them, you can see the similarities are even greater. And really the main difference in terms of usability is that the Alfa Romeo's is a few inches taller. Okay, so you've got a little bit more headroom getting in and out of that car. So now I'll show you against the cars themselves. Okay, so let me show you how that door opening is on the Lotus Elise. So you can see here, it's pretty small. This pretty much covers the opening, right? So you can see that it gives you a representation of the opening itself. Here you can see basically the size of the door opening and how this represents it. So you can see that if I hold this up to the opening, that's pretty much all you have, okay? Now let's take a look at the Alfa Romeo 4C. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the Alfa Romeo 4C, and if I open the door here, you can see that this fairly represents the opening of the door. It's a little bit bigger than the Lotus Elise. So now I'd like to show you how these door opening sizes compare to a more typical consumer car, which is the BMW 3 Series. This is a 2007 BMW 335i. I'll start by showing you how the Alfa Romeo's door opening compares, since that's a little bit larger. So if I hold the Alfa Romeo's door opening level with the bottom of the door opening on the BMW, you can see there is considerable more space above, probably back here something like 8 inches. Okay, so it's quite a bit more. Now let's look at the Lotus Elise. Lining this up with the bottom of the BMW, you can see, I mean, it's close to half in terms of height. The width of it is pretty similar, but the height is just dramatic. I'm going to show you with the tape measure just how big of a difference it is in height. So the Lotus Elise measures just under 2 foot at its tallest point. The BMW measures just under 3 foot at its tallest point. So it's 50% taller. That's huge. And quite frankly, I mean, that's the reason why when I get into the Lotus or the Alfa Romeo 4C, I basically bend over double and then scooch in. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to get into a 2008 Lotus Elise SC. It's a little bit tricky, but once you learn it, it's pretty easy. Okay, for reference, I'm about 175 pounds and somewhere between 6'2" and 6'3". the basic process. So first, before you even consider getting in, you should make sure that anything you're going to need in the car is outside your pockets, right? Don't have anything in your pocket, such as a cell phone or the car's keys, because they're very difficult to get out once you're inside the car. So I'll sometimes have those in my hands as I'm getting in and out, or I'll just toss them into the passenger seat or put them somewhere so that they're ready for me once I get into the car. Okay, so the basic process is that you hold onto the steering wheel, hold onto the seat, bend your right leg and slide it under the steering wheel, and then you squat down, fold over so you can fit through the opening. You're resting your leg or your bottom here on this sill, and then you just tuck in and bring your left leg in as well. Okay, so here we go. Keys in my hand. Okay, holding here, I slide in the right leg, tucked over, slid in, left leg in, easy peasy, no problems. Now, once you're in here, it's easy to see why it's hard. If you look at the angles here, my knees are up above my hips, so this is a pretty tight angle here, so anything in your pockets, it's going to be hard to get out, right? So if I've got a cell phone over here, luckily I've got a little cord on my cell phone so I can pull it out, but you know, it's not easy. And I just happen to have a very small cell phone. This is a Jelly 2. It's, you know, 50% of the real estate of a traditional smartphone, but it's a fully functional Android smartphone. It also weighs a third less, so it's, you know, just ideal for me. I like small, compact things. If you want to know more about this, just, you know, let me know in the comments, and I can post another video about the Jelly 2. Fully functional Android phone, love it. I'm going to show you how to get out of the car. It's essentially the same process, but in reverse. So I'm going to take my left leg, put it outside the car, and I'm going to rest my left rear end or left backside on the sill here. I'm going to bend over double, squat on my left leg, slide out, and then slide my right leg out after me. Okay, so I'm going to show you that now. So left leg out on the sill, bending over, okay, right leg out, stand up. Again, getting in. Very quick and simple once you get the hang of it. Okay, one last time, getting out. And there you go, easy peasy. There you go, easy peasy. One of the other things that's really cool about this car is how small it is. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. You have a passenger, you're going to be rubbing shoulders. But one of the things that's pretty cool is that, you know, I don't need to have central window controls. I don't have to have mirror controls, because I can actually reach the passenger door to make the window go up or down. If I stretch, like if I'm at a stoplight, I can actually reach out the window and adjust the side view mirror, which is manual. So that's just one of those quirky things. I think it's kind of cool. So as you can see, easy to go up, easy to go down. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I get into the Lotus. Now when I get into the car, there's a very specific way that makes it pretty easy. But it does require you to take your right leg, you slide that under the steering wheel, and then you do sort of a one-legged squat and scooch the rest of your body in. Okay? Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to get out of the Lotus. It's basically a reverse of the same process. There you go. So now I'm going to show you how you get into the Alfa Romeo 4C. It's very similar to how I get into my Lotus Elise. Okay? There you go. So basically you start with the right leg coming in, sliding under the steering wheel, then a squat, and you fold yourself over, and then tuck in. So it always helps if you're parked somewhere that you can open the door to its full extension. That gives you a little bit more room to work, especially right here between the car and the door. Put out your left foot first, tuck and squat, and exit the car. If you look here, the Lotus Elise is a very similar car. Getting in and out is very similar. All the dimensions are very similar. So if you know how to get in and out of that car, you can get in and out of this car. I use very much the same process. And there you go. Now I'm going to show you how to get into the Alfa Romeo 4C from the inside. First, as I've mentioned before, anything you're going to need in the car, you want to make sure that it's in your hands or somewhere in the car already, not in your pockets. Because once you're in this car, it's really hard to fish anything out of your pockets. Okay? So sometimes I'll just hold it in my hand as I'm getting in or out. Sometimes I'll reach in and I'll put it somewhere that I'm going to be able to get access to it once I'm in the car. But anyhow, this is the process that I follow. It's basically taking my right leg, sliding it under the steering wheel, then out here with my left leg outside the car still, I do a squat, and then kind of bend over, tuck myself over, and then slide in. So here you go. Okay. And that's how you do it. Now I'm going to show you how to exit the Alfa Romeo 4C. It's kind of the reverse of the original process. First you take your left leg, place it on the ground outside the car, and then I like to use these wide side areas here to kind of rest on, and then slide myself out and stand up. Okay? So putting leg out, bending over, resting on this here, and then pushing myself out. There you go. While I'm in the car, I guess I'll point out a couple things. One is it's extremely comfortable to drive. The seats do adjust, so they have a simple front-back slide, but if you actually take the seats out, you can adjust the angle of the seat back and the bottom of the seat. Okay, there are, I think, 3 different adjustments. So that's something else, if you're interested in, just let me know in the comments and I can do a video on that. If you liked watching today's video or found it helpful in any way, please hit the subscribe button. That just gives me more motivation to do more of these videos. If you're wondering about the shirt I'm wearing today, this is from the Krispy Kreme Challenge. That's a challenge where you run 2.5 miles, eat 12 Krispy Kreme glazed donuts, then run another 2.5 miles for a total of 5 miles, all in under 1 hour. So anyhow, I hope you found this helpful. Talk again soon.